And we are live once again for the Champions League qualifying for the
Division.
2022-23 Champions League season, the qualifiers, man. I think you got some stuff on your chin right there, bro.
I'm a mess, man.
All right, you're good. You're good now. You're good. But yeah, we're back, man. We're continuing the series, Steve and I. And this is the third. This is what, the third installment?
Yes.
Yeah. We did
our predictions for the second round.
Exactly. We did the predictions for the first qualifying round. Then we did the reactions. Yeah. And now the predictions for the second qualifying round. And we have a competition going on where at the end of the playoffs, whoever gets the most predictions correct would have to buy each other a shirt, of choice, football shirt. So I'm going with the Man City away kit. Steve's going with the Newcastle home kit. And I'm hoping I get a nice gift, you know what I'm saying? So,
Me too.
This round is on. Steve's been doing his research. I've been doing my research on the teams, seeing how we feel about each and every one of these 24 teams in the second qualifying round. And we're going to take our picks, and then we have the third qualifying round coming up. So it's still the early stages. Steve is leading 11-9, and I'm hoping to catch up this round, man. So how you feeling today, bro?
I'm all right, man. I've been watching some of those teams play today. I watched Bodø Glimt play a team called HamKam in Norway. They won 2-0. I watched FC Zürich play BSC Young Boys. They lost 4-0. I watched FKRFS. I watched a Latvian game, one from Belarus. So I've been doing my
Yeah.
I watched a game from 2 games from Brazil. I'm watching Montreal versus Toronto right now. So I'm just doing my thing. Doing my thing.
That's good. Well, it's good that you're distracted so that, you might get a few wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. At least I know what the teams play like, though.
Yeah. That is true. That is definitely true. I did get to watch a few of them in the last round, but I'm not gonna act like I've been watching the local Irish leagues and not. So we're gonna get into this, bro. We have 12 predictions to make, and we don't want to delay it. So without further ado, let's get into these predictions. So guys, feel free to make your predictions as well. Those of you who are watching live, and for those of you guys who are actually tuning into the replay, make your predictions in the comments. We'll definitely appreciate that. So, Steve, we got Qarabağ coming up against Zurich, and Qarabağ champions of Azerbaijan, Zurich, the Swiss champs. And just to note, some of these teams in the second round are not actually the champions of their respective leagues.
Like Fenerbahçe.
Yeah, and AEK Larnaca actually did not win, so I think we made a mistake the last time around.
No. The first round was all the champions.
Yeah, but the second round is
second place in certain select leagues like Turkey, Cyprus.
Exactly. So we got Qarabağ, who came through from the last round, and for them, they actually, who did they get past? They got past Lech Poznan. So they got past Lech, the Polish champs, and now they will face Zurich. So for me, I didn't actually predict Qarabağ to come through from the first round, so they proved me wrong, and they were quite impressive. And we always talk about how difficult it is to travel to Azerbaijan and Zurich. I think traveling there first could be somewhat of an advantage, in my opinion, because they would know what they need to do when they go to their home stadium, in my opinion. And from looking at the Qarabağ team, to be honest, not really any standout names that I noticed in the 11 and in the squad or anything.
Some certain select Azerbaijani national team
Yeah,
players.
but apart
I know
from
what you mean.
those, nothing really, to really talk about. But
Whereas Zurich have Nonto, the
yeah,
young
yep.
Italian striker. Last year they had Cisse, who also did really well for them. But yeah, Zurich do have some
And
recognizable names.
Zurich did sign Ivan Santini, Croatian
Yeah,
international, and Ole Salnais, a midfielder, and some quality in their team there. And when you look around their team, they do look very strong, in my opinion. And for my prediction, I'm gonna have to go with Zurich for this one though. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put my faith, I'm gonna put my money on Zurich to go through to the third qualifying round. And I'm gonna keep it simple. I don't wanna go too in depth because we're gonna be here for 2 hours, but I'm gonna go with Zurich. So
give
who
me
you go with?
Qarabağ. Give me
You go with
Qarabağ.
Carab? Okay, okay.
I am going Qarabağ.
All right.
I watched Zurich play their first Swiss Super League game today against BSC Young Boys.
Mm.
I was very unimpressed. They played 3-4-1-2 with Nonto and Tosin up top, and I thought that they were very poor in the game. They tested the BSC Young Boys keeper David Van Balmus. They tested him once or twice in the first half, but once that second half started, it was all BSC. It was really all them. 62nd minute goal from Fastnacht, I believe. Then Cedric Eaton, the former St. Gallen and Rangers player, scored in the 77th minute, and then the collapse really started. Reeder chipped in with an 81st minute goal. Wilfred Kenga scored a really excellent, acrobatic goal in the inside the box where he took a touch back to goal and then just fired it in. I was unimpressed with Zurich a lot, and I was talking with this guy on Twitter about his predictions for the Swiss Super League, and he thinks that Zurich are going to finish fifth. Actually,
Wow.
Because they've had a coaching change. They've lost Cisse, who Nonto and Cisse were very good for them last year. So I'm going to go Qarabağ. Look, they demolished Lech Poznan 5-1 in the previous round. I'm gonna stick with my guns in Qarabağ. I think they can do exactly the same to Zurich. I think Qarabağ will smack around Zurich, if I'm honest, probably 3-0.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Qarabağ.
I'm going with Zurich, man. I like the quality that they have, and I'm not gonna use that first league game against one of the stronger teams in Switzerland and in Young Boys, who's been in the Champions League last couple seasons. I'm not gonna
hold that
use
against
them as a benchmark to how good Zurich will be against Qarabağ. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep it moving, and we're gonna talk about the Lithuanian champs Žalgiris versus Malmö, the Swedish champions. And look, in my opinion, man, I did a few, a little bit of research, and Žalgiris do have a player by the name of Renan Oliveira on loan from a Ukrainian team called Kolos Kovalivka, and he's actually the standout player for Žalgiris. So, if Malmo could manage to keep him quiet, they could, have an advantage here. Look, Malmo, a team with more well-known team with more quality, but they struggle against Reikinger in the last round.
Yeah.
So they would need to brush that off a bit, brush off some of the rust, and come a lot better against the Lithuanian champs, who are not gonna, just roll over and take a beating.
Right.
So for Žalgiris, they actually got over Balkani, the Kosovan champions, and I actually went for Balkani to get through, and they proved me wrong as well, same like Qarabağ. Yeah. But I'm gonna go with Malmö though, and because of the quality of the team, and just historically they've been a very, very good team, and I'm gonna go with Malmö. I'm gonna keep it simple once again.
Same here. There's some good players on Malmö. Ola Toivonen, Swedish international. Isaac Thelen scored today, and Zidjan did too in the 2-0 win over Norrköping today, 2-0. So Yeah, Malmö are in good form and they kept a clean sheet, so that was there. That's my concern. Why I think Zalgiris could give them problems because if Viking or Reykjavik can, even though
Yeah.
they're an impressive offensive side, but yeah, I think Malmo should advance in this. They'll probably win on aggregate by 1 or 2 goals. I think Zalgiris will try to keep it competitive, but I'll take Malmo too.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on to Pyunik, who came through from the last round of Armenian champs over CFR Cluj in a very, very tight game, and they come up against Diddeleng or Diddeleng, the Luxembourgish champions. And I did not predict Diddeleng nor Pyunik to get through from the last round, and both teams actually proved me wrong. So I have to go with one of them this time around. So from Pyunik, we got to keep an eye on Yusuf Otubanjo. It's a striker they brought in. And for Diddeleng, looking around the team, they do have a few players. I think Sinani is a well-known player from Luxembourg.
Yeah.
Daniel Sinani, and not many other recognizable names. Some of the more recognizable names may have left. But for this one, I'm gonna have to go with Diddeleng. They really surprised me from the last round, whereas Pyunik had to basically grind out their victory. Diddeleng was a bit more comfortable over Tirana, the Albanian champion. So I'm gonna have to go with the Luxembourgish team here.
I think I am too. But this really is a coin flip because even though Pyunik just scraped by CFR Cluj, I still think you got to give them. They're going to be a tough team to play. Both teams are not in the strongest leagues. Obviously, it's going to be very close. It's a coin flip for me, really, but I guess give me Diddeleng just because I think I'm more impressive with them offensively, and they did very well the last round. So I think I'm gonna go F91 Diddeleng as well.
Yeah, most definitely. This one would be a close game as well. So the next one, we have Ludogorets, Bulgarian champs, versus Shamrock Rovers, the Republic of Ireland champions. And Shamrock Rovers pretty impressive in the first leg for the last tie. And Ludogorets, I always expected them to come through. They have that Champions League history as well. And they've always been a quality outfit. They always recruit some Brazilians in their team as well. So they got over Sutjetska, and I remember that was one of those that you got wrong from the last round. So so for Shamrock Rovers, they got over Hibernians, the Maltese champions.
That's what I got right.
Yeah, I was actually looking over that squad, and that squad actually have a higher market value than Shamrock Rovers, which means that there's more quality in the Hibernians team, like I was saying. But it's just that the first leg, I'm telling you, Shamrock Rovers, that's a game that I did watch. Gaffney, he was pretty impressive in that game, man. So he is definitely one to keep an eye on. And that's Rory Gaffney. He used to play in the lower English leagues as well. So that's where some of his quality comes from. And for Ludogorets, they actually recruited Croatian international goalkeeper Simon Sluga. So they have, a quality goalkeeper in their goal. They have a player by the name of Pieros Sitiaru, the Cypriot international, 52 caps. And they have Kirill Despidev. He is a Bulgarian international. So they do have the quality there. And in my humble opinion, I do actually think Ludogorets are gonna get the better of Shamrock Rovers in this tie. I think they're just gonna be a bit too much. You look at the second leg there for Shamrock Rovers. It was a 0-0. So maybe they got comfortable from the first leg, and obviously what you call it, Hibernians fought back. But I just have a feeling Ludogorets. This is the teams in Green Derby. I just think Ludogorets would come through from this tie, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on this one?
I'm thinking honestly, I think there are going to be some shockers. I think Shamrock Rovers. I'm gonna go with Shamrock. I'm gonna go Shamrock Rovers
I like
for this round because I mean there's got to be an upset there, and I think if there is going to be one, I think that could be it. Because even if Ludogorets win 1 or 2-0 in the first leg, clearly Shamrock, they're a good home team. So I don't think that they're necessarily out of it as long as they don't lose too badly. Give me Shamrock Rovers and penalties. I think it'll be 2-2.
Okay. All right, interesting. I'm gonna play it safe with Ludogorets. I know there will be an upset or two, but there could also be a situation where there's no upsets. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just stick to that, and I'm gonna play it safe because this is also a competition where I want to beat you. So I like when you take these left field picks. I really appreciate it. I really do.
It'd be boring if we just all pick.
No, it's not though. It's not because it's just how you feel and how I feel. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. So big up to everybody watching live, and for those of you guys watching the replay, make sure you subscribe if you're new and smash a like on the video. Big up to Adam the Great Pacharo in the comments. Adam is saying, "Hey everyone, just hopping in for a minute. How have you all been? How have you been, Dom? What do you think of the move Sterling from City to Chelsea? Hopefully Dinamo Zagreb and Sheriff move on." Big up to Adam. I actually like the transfer business that Man City have been doing. I'm not mad at anything. I'm not mad at anything City's been doing this summer at all. You go back a couple seasons when we sold Leroy Sané, then we could talk, you know what I'm saying? But apart from the Sané sale, I'm not really, mad about anything that happened recently. So we're going to keep it moving, Steve, and we're going to go on to Midtjylland, the Danish champions versus AEK Larnaca. Team actually qualified. I think they came in second in the Cypriot League.
Yes.
And so there's been a lot of movement in AEK Larnaca, though. I realize there's been a good bit of outgoings, few incomings as well. So I look at that as an Achilles heel for that team, where there's just too much movement and the team is not settled yet very, very early into the season. And
to establish chemistry right away.
Exactly.
In crucial games against a strong Midtjylland team.
Yep. When you look at Midtjylland, they brought in a Danish player by the name of Anders Dreyer, a right winger. They paid a good bit of money for him, I think about 4 mil. And there's a young
amount for a Danish Superliga side.
Yeah. I think about that they paid for him, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
But there's also a young Danish by the name of Gustav Isaksen, a right winger.
Yeah.
And he actually, I think he scored the only goal of this season, or so far. I think they played one game and they won the game, and he was the goal scorer. So there's also players like Pyunik who's still around the team, and a few other, more experienced players who's been around the team. So I'm gonna have to go with Midtjylland here. I know it might sound boring, but Midtjylland are a quality team, and I think Jonas Lossel went back from Brentford as well. So they have him in goal. He has some quality, formerly of Everton as well. So I'm gonna go with Midtjylland, man. You know what I'm saying?
Same here. Like you said, a lot of outgoings for AEK Larnaca. I think safe money would probably go with Midtjylland, to be honest. I'll take Midtjylland too. I will take them as well.
No upset here, Steve. No upset.
Nah, but you never know. It's football, man. It's football.
Okay.
You never know.
So this one is going to be a very, very interesting one, and it's Linfield of Northern Ireland. Linfield I did pick to advance over the New Saints as well, so that was a good pick. And I also picked Bodø Glimt, to advance, but Bodø Glimt looked a bit shaky in the second leg, though, where they
Yeah.
lost the second leg, and
3-1
you know
to Kyiv.
exactly. So that was pretty disappointing in my opinion. And when you really look at the Bodø Glimt team, what the Bodø Glimt team is actually suffering from is their rise, the meteoric rise from lower
Meteoric.
leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah, meteoric rise from the lower leagues in Norway up to the first division and actually becoming champions and qualifying for European competition and everything. And they've been losing a lot of their better players. They've been making a lot of money by selling on a lot of their better and more quality players as well. So I think, the recruitment department, have a lot of work to do with bringing in a few names. And, I was looking around and, spotted some few names. They brought in a player by the name of Amal Pellegrino, and he's already been scoring a lot of goals as well. I think he came in last season, if I'm not mistaken. And some notable players are Ulrich Saltness. They managed to hold on to him. And there's another player by the name of Hugo Vetlesen. So that's some of the quality players that they have in their team still. And there's more, of course, but I can't name everybody. I can't name drop everybody. But Bodø Glimt is still a quality team, and I do think from their experience in the competition last season, the Europa Conference League, I think they'll get the better of Linfield. There's a chance, of course, that Linfield could pull an upset here. But, Linfield, you look around the team, they have a veteran by the name of Jamie Mulgrew, who's been around the team since about 2005. He's about 36 years old these days.
Yeah.
And, he did get called up to the national team once, but he never made his, he's on cap still. And I think he might actually remain on cap. But, he's one of their more quality players. So I do still give Bodø Glimt the edge over Linfield, however, though. What's your pick?
I will too. But yeah, I'm going to go Bodø Glimt. I watched them today play a Norwegian team called HamKam. It was a away game. And the first half, they did look a bit shaky, just like they did against Kyiv. Yeah, they looked a bit shaky, but, 0-0 at halftime. They're still in it. And honestly, they second half, I believe it was like the 70th minute when what is his name? Amel, the 32-year-old Norwegian Amel
Pellegrino. Yeah.
Pellegrino scored a brace.
That's what I told you. Pellegrino is on fire already. You know what I mean?
Yes. So I'm gonna go Bodø Glimt.
Okay.
Because even when things got tough against Kyiv scored today against HamKam, they came up with the response and did what they needed to do to advance or win. So
all right,
I'm gonna go Bodø Glimt. It's gonna be a competitive, definitely gonna be a competitive game, I think. So appreciate everybody who's actually oh my god buying now. Big up lose to a Wi-Fi password.
Yeah, big up to you, bro. Big up to you. You know what I mean? Yeah, the whole Robert Lewandowski. What Barcelona, man? What are they doing? What are they building over there? And you look at that Barcelona,
they're trying to play 4-2-4. I swear to God,
bro. I don't know what's going on with Barcelona.
Gavi and Pedri, and then they're
signing everybody. Aubameyang, Lewandowski. You have Dembele still there. Depay. You know what I'm saying? Ferran Torres.
Yeah.
Who else?
Rafinha.
It's just ridiculous, man. And
it's top heavy.
If Barcelona does not win La Liga, I'll have a good laugh because
I still think Real Madrid will.
Real Madrid looks good. They look settled. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. They haven't brought in a lot of people. And we're talking Barcelona, Real Madrid. They'll be in the Champions League this season as well. So let's see which one of these teams could get grouped up with a Barcelona or Real Madrid. Like, for example, Sheriff, beat Real Madrid last season. So yeah, man. So look, we're gonna continue, and we have the last one for that the Tuesday matches. and that's Dinamo Zagreb, the Croatian champions, who had a bit of competition in the last season from Hajduk Split and Osijek, but they
Yeah.
still managed to win even though they had a managerial change and all. And current manager is Ante Kacic. He's 68 years old, and he was newly appointed in April. You look around the Dinamo Zagreb team, still a lot of quality in terms of
Yeah.
guys like bringing in Josip Dermic, who could be a somewhat of similar player to Mario Gravanovic, who left for Turkey.
Yeah.
And they brought in a young defender by the name of Bosco Shutalo. They paid $4 million for him from Atalanta, so
He's a good player.
he's gonna come in and give them some solidity at the bat there, like along with Teofil, Catherine, and those other guys at the bat there. So there's also Bruno Petkovic. He's still around. Mislav Orsic, the danger man that we got to keep an eye on. Ame Goyak. All these players I know. Luka Ivanucets, veteran Ariana Demi, and goalkeeper Dominic Livakovic somehow still managed to stay at Dynamo. I don't know how no one came in for him yet. But Dinamo Zagreb, quality team, and there's a lot of young talent coming through. And there's this player by the name of Peter Bochkai. I don't know if you're aware of him. He's a former Osijek player, very talented, very good dead ball specialist. He's a little overweight and a little ill-disciplined, but he's a very good player. He was supposed to be one of the big things. There's also Antonio Marin, one of the youngsters that's coming through as well. So Dinamo Zagreb still looks good. I just want to, they still look good. And I think it's going to be a very difficult, tie for Shkupi, the Macedonian champions. And for Shkupi, I did notice they have a Jamaican national, not a Jamaican international, but a Jamaican born player by the name of Ronaldo Cephas. And he actually played both legs of the first qualifying round. So I'm gonna keep my eye on him and see what he does, because who knows, he could be a future Jamaican international.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Dinamo Zagreb here, though. I'm not gonna go for an upset here. This is a very unlikely, and I give Shkupi maybe like 5% chance of winning this tie.
Yeah.
This is
if you look at the odds, if you look at the odds too, like I do, obviously, because I love a bet. Yeah, the money for a Dinamo Zagreb win, it's like $100 will win you like $5.
Yeah.
So it's very, very, probably about 5% if you think about it. If it's an even game, 50-50, you double your money, right?
Yep.
But if it's $100 and you win $5, that's about 5%. Yeah.
So who you going with? You going with Shkupi?
Yeah, no, I'm going Dinamo Zagreb.
Oh, okay. I want you to go with Shkupi. I want you to make these left field picks so you could get them wrong. That's what I want. You see what I'm saying?
I figured I was about to say that. I'm like,
that's why I'm egging you on, man. I want you to make these picks. I want you to try your luck. So
I can't pick against Dinamo Zagreb.
That would be very.
I went with Shamrock Rovers. I could change my pick back if you want.
Nah, you can't change your pick, bro.
Oh,
you already messed up. You messed up already.
Oh, I didn't mess up. Shamrock.
We'll see. So we're gonna keep it moving. HJK Finnish champions versus Viktoria Plzeň. The champ. Viktoria Plzeň actually did not win their league, I think.
Second.
They came in second by 1 point.
Yeah.
Behind Slavia Prague. 1 point, man. And that's how good their team is, because we know how Slavia Prague is a very, very difficult team. So they have a lot of quality over there in the Czech league, though. Sparta, Slavia Prague, Viktoria Plzeň, and there's another team too that frequents in European competition. Can't bring the name right now. But looking around the HJK team, bro, not many recognizable name and established names. I think they brought in I can't remember the player's name, but one of the players international players from Finland, I think, and they don't look too strong. So I could see why Michael, big up to Michael Talks Football, by the way.
Pessimistic.
Yeah, I see why he wasn't, so, optimistic about his team, and they barely got through on penalties, didn't they?
Yeah.
From the last round. So not very, they got over the Latvian champions RFS. So I'm not really too confident in HJK when it come up to Viktoria Plzeň, who's been in the Champions League recently. And for Viktoria Plzeň, a player to watch, Jan Sikora, who was there on loan from Lech Poznan and now made permanent, and Johan Mosquera, a player that's one of the more clinical attackers in front of goals. So I'm gonna have to go for the Czech team here, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to go for them over HJK here. No confidence in the Finnish team in this one at all.
Okay. And actually, quick correction about Plzeň. So they actually did win the Czech First League because Slavia Praha are in the UEFA Europa Conference League. So I know what you did. So you went on Google and
I actually looked up from last season though.
Yeah, Plzeň won the league because they won in the championship round.
Okay, so maybe I just
I just wanted to get that in there for
that's cool.
Because I was like, wait, Slavia Praha are playing in the UEFA Europa Conference League, so that wouldn't make sense if they were first, because then they would swap. But regardless, trying to really think what case I could. I'm trying to.
Nah, bro. I don't know. I don't know if it's this might be a different league format, but
it is.
I know Slavia Prague won the regular season. That's what I know.
But then in the championship round, which is when
yeah. I see what you're saying. So there's 6 teams that go into the championship round,
and they play each other twice.
Okay. I see what.
So it's like saying. A mini table, and it's based off.
No, you got a great point there. You definitely got a point. So when you look at Slavia Prague, well, I was right. Both of us are right with the placement. Yeah. So Slavia Prague are definitely in the Europa Conference League qualifiers. Yeah, they actually playing a team by the name of St. Joseph's FC. I think they're gonna smash that team, by the way. Yeah. So. Yeah. So thanks for the correction there.
No worries. I just wanted to just put that out there.
That's why we're doing this together, bro.
Yeah. No, but I'm trying to really think. I'm trying to make a case. I'm trying to make a case.
Go with HJK. Go with HJK. Go with them. I know you want to pick them.
Nah, I really don't. I'm gonna go. I know with the Ferencváros, Slovan, Bratislava. The next 3, besides Maccabi, Haifa, Olympiacos, we might differ. So, but I am gonna go Viktoria Plzeň.
All right, so we'll settle that right there. And once again, big up to everybody watching the stream. And if you're watching the replay, thank you very, very much. We're doing Champions League preliminary predictions, you know what I'm saying? Something, unprecedented, and just want to get things warmed up, you know what I mean, for the season. It's already the 16th of July, and in 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks, we'll have the Community Shield, don't we? Is it the 31st? What, 30? Is it the 31st or the...
It's 2 weeks.
Is it the 31st for the Community Shield? Okay, so...
It's the 30th. Yeah.
Man City versus Liverpool. The winner of the FA Cup coming up against the league champs. And we got 2 weeks to warm up because after that, it's full speed, man. Full speed. So, look, I know everybody's going to be hyped about that. People don't really care about the Champions League qualifiers right now. Not many
but
people.
I do.
Yeah, this is a niche topic. This is a very, very niche topic. And I don't mind at all.
People appreciate it. Some Some won't.
And I want to say I appreciate everybody who's tuning in for these early Champions League videos. So, Steve, the next one, Maccabi Haifa coming up against Olympiacos. And from just a little research, Maccabi Haifa, they brought in Haitian international Francie Perrault,
Mm.
and I think from Gangan, French
Hmm.
second division.
Yep.
And from seeing Perrault over the years, he is pretty clinical for Haiti. You know what I'm saying? For Haiti, he's he's a menace. And I think in a league like the Israeli league, he could be very prolific.
Hmm.
So we got to keep an eye on him. But however, for Olympiacos, this team is stacked up. But I've been noticing that they have a lot of player restrictions
Yeah.
for the early qualifying stages. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that could be a problem. But even with the player restrictions,
The absence.
their squad is so stacked up that there's still players like Tiquinho Suarez, formerly of Porto. There's Shimi Vasalik, who just brought
Schalke.
in. Yeah, Jan M. Villa, who's a very tough defensive midfielder.
Yes. Boubacar
Andreas
Kamara.
Andreas Bouchalakis, the Greek international duo, along with Georgios Masouras. So they have, I think they also have Vacilic in their goal,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken.
Thomas Vaclik.
So
Check.
they're stacked up team. I cannot go against them. I can't be
I can't
adventurous here and pick Maccabi Haifa. There is a chance, of course, that they could come through, but I think Olympiacos comes through from this round. I think in the second qualifying round, we're gonna see. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of upsets. I think the next qualifying round, the third qualifying round,
Possibly.
where it's gonna be very, very tight in the third qualifying round, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Where we'll see the Red Stars and some of the other team come
PSV Eindhoven.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Some real big hitters.
Yeah, some bigger teams are gonna come in, and it's gonna be more interesting. So I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna go with Olympiacos here. I actually think Olympiacos are one of the teams that stand a chance of making the last six, to qualify for the group stages. So, So you go with Olympiacos as well?
Yes, I am. Yeah, like you said, the quality, even though that they have certain players who aren't eligible to play in the two games coming up against Maccabi Haifa, I still think, look, you've got Philip Zinkernagel, who played at Nottingham Forest last year. You have Youssef El Arabi, the Moroccan goal machine. They've actually got some excellent depth. At the striker position.
They have
Suarez, Boubacar Kamara,
Hassan. Yep. They got quality. They got quality.
Yeah, and then some good young players too. They're promising. DB Keita, I've heard good things about him.
Yep.
Agamasin Ba. So they've got a really interesting mix, and they also have, and we even forgot to mention Mathieu Valbuena still playing, and João Carvalho, 25-year-old attacking midfielder, Portuguese.
They got a lot of depth.
It's too hard to.
That's what I mentioned from the get-go, the depth, man. That's what's special about this Olympiacos team this season.
Yeah.
So the next one is, Ferencváros, the Hungarian champions versus Slovakian champs, Slovan Bratislava, who had to really, really fight their way past, who was that in the last round there, running a blank.
Dinamo Batumi.
I was actually watching the
first
leg. Batumi. So the Belarusian champs. So
Georgian.
Huh?
Dinamo Batumi or Georgian?
Yeah, Georgian. My bad, not Belarusian. That's the
Belarusian team.
Shakhtar. Yeah. Easy to get mixed up, man. So look, Ferencváros, we know they ran riot in the second leg there, and they were very, 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 very good, man. Very, very clinical.
Yeah.
Adama Traore, formerly of Sheriff, and he's from Mali, I think, right? And he's a Malian international. He's one of the Adama Traores, one of the few.
One of the 20 or 30.
Yeah. One of the better ones.
That all play pro football. You'll never meet an Adama Traore in your life that doesn't play football somewhere. Yeah.
Yep.
No, but
For Ferencváros, one notable personnel we gotta actually mention is the former Russian manager Stanislav Cherchesov, and I think
Yeah.
his poise and just his influence, just the fact that he's cool, calm, collected, it'll help his team. You see what I'm saying?
Former
He doesn't
World Cup manager, so he knows
exactly.
what it takes to advance.
Yep.
Former Legia Warsaw manager too.
Yep.
So for a year, did good there. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ferencváros. It's gonna be very tight though. But at the same token, I watched Slovan Bratislava today. They were very poor against a look.
Maybe they're tired or they just rotated for this bigger
European
game.
hangover, possibly.
Yeah, and they rotate in for this game. So I look, Slovan Bratislava, they came through. They didn't look too good in the game, the first leg, to be honest. And they do have quality in Juraj Kuchka and Vladimir Weiss, though. You know what I mean? When you have these experienced players, they could make a big difference in your team. So I won't write them off completely, but I'm gonna have to go with Ferencváros here.
I am too.
Yep.
That is going to be a very competitive game, though, because, like I said, these fan bases hate each other a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
This is going to be it's an intercontinental rivalry, just like how, Red Star and Dinamo Zagreb are very extremely hostile towards one another, going back to Yugoslavian times.
Exactly.
But yeah. So it's going to be, I reckon, if I were to pick a game for someone to watch that's actually available, I would say tune in to Ferencváros versus Slovan.
All right, Steve. So as we wind down, we got two more, and these are two difficult ones because Dynamo Kyiv, they haven't been playing any football really, and they've been revamping their team, players going out, few young players getting promoted. And on the other side, you have very, very stacked up Fenerbahçe, who just roped in Jorge Jesus, Jesus from Flamengo and
Benfica.
Benfica manager.
Yeah.
And he's been around a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when you look around the Fenerbahçe team, Fenerbahçe is a team that could look very good and still not do well. But when you really look around, they have a lot of depth, especially up top with Dursun, Serdar Dursun, formerly Bundesliga player. Josh King was roped in as well. Irfan Cankovici, who scored a hat-trick in the Champions League against Leipzig a couple seasons ago for Başakşehir here.
Yeah.
And you have Ali Samata, Tanzanian international, and Enner Valencia, who helped Ecuador qualify for the World Cup again, even though there was a little controversy over their qualification. And the defender, highly rated Hungarian defender, Attila Szalai.
Yeah.
So
he's good.
Fenerbahçe looks good, but on the other hand, Dynamo Kyiv still have a lot of their quality because a lot of the Ukrainian internationals actually play for Dynamo Kyiv. Young defenders like Zabani, Bushan in the goal. You have Mikola Shaparenko, Viktor Shigankov. You have Benjamin Verbic. I think he's from Slovenia, if I'm not mistaken. So there's quality in the Dynamo Kyiv team. There's still a few of the Brazilians like Sid Klee, left back into in their team as well. And it's rough to predict Dynamo Kyiv because they could either be very rusty, or very well prepared.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It's just like how when Ukraine played Scotland.
Yeah.
It's
so what you'll find is they might do very well in the first leg at home. Well, I don't know where this game is going to be played. Actually, I didn't.
I'll look it up.
It might be neutral ground.
Let's look that up.
It might be neutral ground. So,
well, definitely.
If you actually look, I look at it. I look at it right now and see where the game's being played, and it's being played in Poland actually.
Yeah.
So neutral ground, so they don't have home advantage. So it's a bit difficult for Dynamo Kyiv, though. I honestly, it will take a lot of guts to actually predict Dynamo Kyiv. I'm gonna go with Fenerbahçe, though. I like what I see, even though they're a very iffy type of team. I just can't put my money on Dynamo Kiev here with the whole war that's going on and the rust and the lack of match fitness and everything. I just can't. Even though they'll have time to prepare and they could spring an element of surprise, I still gotta go with Fenerbahce though. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go Dinamo Kyiv. I'm gonna take them actually.
I appreciate that, bro.
Kind of an upset, but Turkish teams in Europe lately have been extremely poor, and this would just kind of be just another incident of that, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's undeniable. There's a lot of good players on Fenerbahce. I mean, they just signed Max Meyer to Emre Mor from Fatih Karagümrük.
Yep.
They've got, Diego Rossi, who's still doing all right.
Yeah. That's why I said the Fenerbahce team is it looks good, man.
They've got lots of options, but I'm not.
They got quality, bro.
And especially and look, guys, I'm telling you right now, if they make Champions League group stage, one kid to absolutely keep your eyes on, like a wonder kid, is Arda Güler, 17-year-old Turkish playmaker. He is extremely talented, one of the best Turkish youngsters I've seen in a while. And I've been doing some digging on Twitter, and I've watched I watched a few Fenerbahce games last year whenever I could, and there are a lot of appearances where he came off the bench and completely changed the game because things were just getting a bit too stale. But Arda Güler, I think, could be a factor in this, but I'm gonna go Dinamo Kyiv.
One to watch. Güler.
Yes, Arda Güler. Yes.
So the last one, bro. The last one. Maribor, the Slovenian champs, coming up against Moldovan champs, Sheriff Tiraspol. We seen Sheriff last season. We know what they're capable of doing. They came in third in their group, went down to the Europa League, didn't do too well down there. But Maribor, they do have some Champions League experience. I think they qualified twice for the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a player by what's that veteran name, man?
Tavares.
Yep. He just retired the end of last season. So he'll be a big miss in this team. And he was the player that actually drove Maribor for years upon years, the Brazilian-born player. So, looked around the Maribor team a bit. Didn't really see any names that stand out to me. And the Sheriff team, a little depleted as well. They've been depleted. And I didn't really find any, they're just a different team than last season.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more of a struggle. Even though last season they did kind of struggle, but was victorious through their struggles and qualify for their first Champions League. I think this season is going to be a bit more difficult, but I'm feeling more confident about Sheriff over Maribor, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna take them too, to be honest. They did bring in one player recently, Steve Ambry from Sochaux Montbéliard, from France, from Ligue 2. Cedric Badalo too. I've heard some good things about him. And then they have Sheriff just bought a player from Dinamo Zagreb, a 26-year-old Nigerian winger, Ayi.
Yes. I actually saw that. But that wasn't. I didn't see the update. But now that you mention it, I did see that signing. And Ayi is a player that I've known for quite some time, since about 2018. Yeah. He was playing in the Croatian league for a team called Gorica, and he was very impressive. Dynamo brought him in. He played a couple Champions League games, I think, or the Europa League games, and he was never really given a chance. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
because the managers keep changing at Dynamo, and when a manager
Lots of
buys
loans.
and then he was sent back out on loan, and then I think he'll do well at Sheriff. I think he'll do well. So
no, I think I really like Sheriff's recruitment. They're getting a lot of Ligue 2. They've recruited two players from Ligue 2. So
I was actually talking about Sheriff last season and how multinational their team is. They had a player from Trinidad and Tobago in their team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Albanian and Nigerian, Brazil, Burkina Faso, Mali, Ghana, Kazakhstan, Niger, Malawi, Ghana, Trinidad. Keston Julian is the 23-year-old Trinidadian, and then Evanoglu from Greece, a Bosnian Croatian. Yeah, that's some crazy variety. A Cameroonian center back too to top it all off.
So Steve, I wrote down your picks, so I'll be keeping track, and I'll be hitting you up on Twitter to tell you whenever your teams are not doing well. We have a lot.
Same here.
Yeah, we have a lot of similar picks as well, and you went with a couple left field picks, so I'm hoping that you get a lot of them wrong, and I get to pass you. There's 11.
no way Qarabağ are gonna screw this up against Zurich. That Zurich team is not the same, man.
All right, let's see.
I'll let Qarabağ do the talking.
Let us see. So look, that'll be it for that. I did promise that we'll take a look at what's going on in the Europa League and the Conference League playoffs. And I just want to do that briefly just to look and see what's going on, you know what I mean? And if we go here to fixtures, the qualifying round draw, I don't think there's anything in the Europa League right now. So
yeah, it'll kick in next round.
Yeah, so in the Europa League, the loser of the Ferencváros Slovan Bratislava game would go in. So for the Europa League, which teams are involved in the draw for the Champions path? So you see the 10 teams eliminated from the Champions League path second qualifying round will contest the Europa League Champions path third qualifying round, right? So then you're going to have Ferencváros, Slovan Bratislava, Dynamo, or Shkupi, and so on and so forth. We just went through all of these teams. Yeah. And then the main path, the two sides eliminated from the Champions League second qualifying round league path will join two teams entering in the Europa League third qualifying round main path, seeded Partizan from Serbia and Slovatko from Czech Republic. And there's, obviously some of the Champions League qualifying teams as well. So
losers, yeah.
So I'm not going to get too deep into this right about now. But if we go home for the Europa League, we might be able to see who's already in it. So if we check the Europa League, Manchester United are in it. You know what I'm saying? You guys can have a lot. This is what the Europa League looks like for this season. England, United, and Arsenal. Spain, Real Betis, and Sociedad. Remember, George from Bayern now came in here, and I don't know if he's still in here, but he said that Man City will lose to one of these Wi-Fi passwords. It will be United and not City, okay? Just want to clear that up right now. So from the Italian league, Roma and Lazio, they qualified. Germany, I like that Freiburg qualified for the Europa League, and Union Berlin. Two underdog teams actually qualified for
Union Berlin. I'm so excited to see both of them. I thought they were both of them were within 2 or 3 points of qualifying for a UCL spot too. So I hate when people try to throw the narrative that the Bundesliga is not a competitive league, because it is actually really, really competitive.
It's competitive if you take out Bayern Munich, bro.
Yeah.
Apart from Bayern Munich, the rest teams are competitive.
Yes.
But Bayern keeps winning the league 10 times in a row, bro. Come on.
But if you talk about competition, it's not just the title. I mean, with the way people talk about the top... Bro, with the way people hype up top 4 in England, you know what I mean? People love, bro. Remember last year? It was crazy. Like Arsenal, Spurs, Man United, it was just like, well, no one cares about this when it's in Germany or whatever, and it's just as exciting. That's all.
But
want people to be consistent.
But what I don't like though, and I was hoping that Freiburg and Union Berlin hold on to their better players. You know what I'm saying? Like Owani, who was playing for Union.
Owani.
Yeah, he got sold to Forest, right?
But they replaced him with Jordan Pifak from BSC Young Boys, actually.
Yeah, but still, though, you know what I mean? And then Freiburg, they sold that really good defender, to Dortmund. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But for France, Nantes, it's nice to see Nantes and Rennes, especially Nantes in the Europa League there.
Stade Rennes. What a team.
Yeah.
What a team. They play.
They have really good recruitment, though, and they've already been recruiting players.
One of the best academies in France.
Talking about recruitment, bro, you know what I noticed today?
Yeah.
That Mohamed Bayo got a move to Lille.
He's a good player.
Crazy.
I kept.
Remember we were talking about Bayo for Clermont early on last season.
Yeah, I was. Bro, I told everyone, man.
Yeah, he was on fire though.
He was. So, he did very well.
For Portugal, Braga made it, and for Netherlands, Feyenoord directly. So there's 12 automatic qualifiers, 10 Europa League playoff winners, and 10 sides transferring from the UEFA Champions League playoffs and the third qualifying round that we were just talking about. So there's still a lot of places to play for in the Europa League. So we'll get back to that. And talking about Wi-Fi passwords, you know, we're going to go over to the Conference League where some of the lesser familiar teams have already been, you know, taking part in qualifying, the early qualifying rounds. So if we go back, we could see first qualifying round, first leg. And just to go through that really quick, a Maltese team called Jazeera 1-1 here in the first. Well, actually, let's just go on to the second legs because don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So Kosovan team Drita beat Inter Turku of Finland. And that's 3-1 on aggregate. You have Latvia. What is this? Latvia.
Yeah, Latvia.
Lipaja 3-1 over Gilani from Kosovo. God damn, man. 3-2 on aggregate. We have Academia Pandev from Macedonia. Is this Goran Pandev's academy?
I actually think so.
It could be, you know. It could be. So. And that might actually be Goran Pandev.
They have the same thing in Poland with Academia Pushkas.
That's crazy, yo. Versus
he's a legend there. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't doubt it.
This is Legia Warsaw.
No, Lechia Gdansk.
Oh, okay.
Lechia Gdansk. Legia Warsaw.
Lechia
didn't qualify for Europe at all.
Steve is the lower league, the lesser known league extraordinaire, man. So just give it up to him. Give it up to him, man. So they won 6-2 on aggregate there. So Europa of Gibraltar, they got beaten by Vikingo of Faroe Islands.
Yeah.
3-1 on aggregate. Then we have Skandia winning 4-2 on aggregate against Ararat of Armenia. Ararat is actually the regular Armenian champs.
Yeah.
Right?
They got eliminated in the
Yeah. So they're gone. So then you have Paid of Estonia winning 6-5 on penalties over Dinamo Tbilisi of Georgia. So
the full name for that Estonian team is Paid Limenamiston.
Wow.
They're called the Barcelona of Estonia. That's their nickname.
Wow. They have a Barcelona badge too.
Kind of thing, yeah.
Then we have
Milsami Orhai.
Yep, of what is that? Macedonia? Moldova. Oh, that's, probably the same league as Sheriff, right?
Yeah.
So they defeated Panevėžys of Lithuania. I don't know these teams. 2-0. I don't know these Wi-Fi passwords, man. I don't think I could go through all of these.
Oh, let's do it. Or I'll do it. I'll do it.
Bro, I can't go through all of these teams.
Why not? Bro. Come on.
These are,
Oh,
I
come
can't,
on.
bro.
You dedicated yourself. I got some fun facts about some of the games. Come on.
Bro, I can't, bro.
Well, all
This
right,
is
look. All right.
this is a lot.
Let's go over some notable ones, right? Tuzla City.
Whoa, 8-0.
It's there. So, Tuzla
Oh,
City.
that's a San Marino team, yeah.
So, Tuzla City, it's their first ever time in Europe in their, I believe, 80-year history of being a Bosnian team. So, that's their first ever game against in Europe, and lucky for them, they got a San Marinese team. They won 6-0. I think they scored 5 second half goals.
Yeah, 8-0 on aggregate.
Yeah. So fun fact about Tuzla.
You have a couple of Finnish teams in here, like SJK and Kups. They both won. Yeah. They both won their ties. Kuomo Žalgiris of Lithuania. They lost to Ruzomberok of Slovakia. I never heard some of these teams.
I heard of these guys.
I never heard these
Petrocub,
teams. So,
another Moldovan team too. Petrocub Hinchesti, winning 1-0 over Floriana.
Malta. Bro, I've never heard. These are
Moldovan teams are doing well. I mean, Sheriff, that's a slowly rising league, in my opinion.
Bro, these are the teams that defeated Tottenham last season. Team like Mura.
NS Mura, yeah.
Are one of these teams that ended up beating Tottenham. So you can't look. Mura is in here. They defeated a Moldovan team here.
FC Svuntil George.
Yeah, they defeated that team 4-2. So Mura is a team to look. So we don't see a lot of the popular teams in here. I can't go through all of these teams, bro. These teams are too much, bro. I'm sorry.
Pogoń Szczecin losing to KR Reykjavik 1-0 and not on aggregate, but in a game. That's embarrassing. Again for Polish.
I'm sorry. Football. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, they did win on aggregate 4-2.
I know they won on aggregate, but that's still fucking embarrassing.
So you were telling me about the San Marinese team, Trefiori, and they actually won the tie over the Luxembourgish team there.
The second ever time a San Marinese team has advanced in any competition, and they did the same. So big shout out to Trefiori.
Look, Steve, we're going to cover this, man. We're going to cover, as we go along with the Champions League, we're going to always talk Europa League.
Wait, can you scroll down a little bit just to see if there are any other quick results that I wanted to just elaborate on a little bit? Nothing crazy.
Crusaders beat the Magpies.
Bruno's Magpies of Gibraltar, that is another team they made their European debut.
Yeah.
They won 2-1 in the first leg, so at least nice there. Breidablik and Sena Coloma, no. Lazio over Iskra.
A team that I do know is Dinamo Minsk.
Dinamo Minsk. I have a Dinamo Minsk shirt, actually.
Belarus, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Sabertula from Georgia.
Yeah, but apart from that, bro, I'm not going to pretend like I know these teams. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to do that.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, I ain't going to do that at all. I ain't going to do that. So, look, we're closing in. We just closed it on 1 hour. It was fun. You know, big up to everybody who tuned in, liked the video, anybody who watching the replay right now. You know what I'm saying? And it was fun, bro. It was fun doing this. And the thing is, let me tell you what it is, right? Let me tell you what it is. You see, we're doing this right now, and it's the early stages. We're struggling with some name pronunciations. We're struggling with, we don't know some of these teams and whatnot.
Well, I know the teams. I've heard
but still,
not players or anything.
When the main event comes around and everybody starts, everything would make sense. Everything would make sense then, and it'd be like. People be like, why are these guys talking about this right now? It's important, man. It's fun. It is very, very important.
Oh, actually, Dom, do you want to look real quick at the Europa Conference League, the second qualifying round real quick?
The second qualifying
Because obviously we just quickly glanced over the first round.
So the second qualifying round, first legs.
So Hibernians in the previous round. La Fiorita playing Balkani. They could, maybe make some more history for San Marinese football.
Tirana, Zrinski.
That'll be a very close competitive game. I'd probably go Zrinski slightly, but Botev Plovdiv versus Apoel from Cyprus.
Apoel is now a team that I recognize. You know what I'm saying? So Yetska and Kyiv from the Champions League qualifying play each other. And we have Osijek. Big up to the Croatian teams. I wish them well. Nenad Bjelica, the former Dinamo Zagreb manager, is in charge of them, and he's doing well. They came through from the last round too, I think. You know, so big up to Osijek, man.
VSC Young Boys playing Leipia.
Yep,
from the
Young Boys.
Round.
Lincoln Redims.
Young Boys should probably get past
they should win that.
And I think Tobol slightly over Lincoln Redims.
Well, Lincoln Redims did win their last game, so
home leg.
Yeah, so we have
Lech Poznan versus Dinamo Batumi. That'll be a pretty competitive game.
Two other Champions League qualifying teams. Yeah. We have Steaua Bucharest in here.
FCSB, yeah.
You know, wait, didn't Steaua Bucharest win a Champions League back in the day? If I'm not mistaken, a European Cup.
Well, the situation between Steaua Bucharesti is there's actually a second division Romanian team that was refounded as Steaua Bucharesti. That is straight up FCSB. Like it's not an acronym that stands for anything. It's literally FCSB. So it's the Phoenix club, I guess.
I see.
So the team in the Romanian second division is the actual one with those honors winning.
I see.
It's very complicated and political and all. It's very interesting.
Cool.
It's very interesting.
That's cool. So we got Maccabi Tel Aviv in here coming up against Zira
from Azerbaijan. Yeah,
Molde. Molde is we have a derby here between Molde and Elfsborg. Yeah,
that'll be a good game. I think I'd slightly favor Molde in that.
We have Brøndby of Denmark.
Wolfgang Szczecin,
familiar team.
Yeah, Milsami, another Moldovan getting a Finnish team. That could be again more coefficient.
Rapid Vienna versus Lechia. Austria versus Poland there.
Rapid Vienna versus Lechia Gdansk. Yeah. So I'd probably take Rapid Vienna, to be honest.
We have Mol Vidi FC here, now called Fehervar. That's Mol Vidi, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
So
they changed their name.
Weren't they in the Champions League? Or was it the Europa League? Mol Vidi.
Europa League.
Yeah, it gotta be. Yeah. So Slavia Praha.
It was Europa League against it was in the group with Chelsea and Bate Borisov.
Yeah.
And I forget the other team.
So we see some more familiar teams like Slavia Praha, Basel. You know, these should be one-sided. Crusaders, it'll be an upset to get past a Basel or Slavia Praha here. Antwerp, a team rising these days, coming up against Gita. What else we got?
Petrokov Vinchesti.
Team,
Levski Sofia.
Yep. Sparta Praha is in there. So AEK AEK, I should say AEK. So Sebastian, his team.
Yeah.
Cluj versus Escaldes from the earlier round. So Escaldes, so give it up to Escaldes though, who got eliminated and actually got through the first qualifying round from the I think they got through from the first round. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
The Europa Conference League qualifying, they got through. So give it up to them. We have Istanbul Başakşehir here in here.
Maccabi Netanya from Israel.
Look, don't get me wrong, man. The Conference League qualifiers are very competitive.
They're interesting.
Very, very competitive here, man.
Racing Union Luxembourg.
Yeah, very competitive. I like it.
There's an interesting game. Alkmaar versus that Bosnian team making their European debut.
This team, Spartak Trnava, I see them play against Dinamo Zagreb a few seasons ago. This is no team to not to take lightly. Rijeka, big up to Rijeka as well.
Rijeka versus Djurgården. That should be a decent game.
Motherwell, Scotland.
Mura got St. Patrick's Athletic.
This is a lot of games, bro. I'm
Bate
telling you.
Borisov versus Konyaspor. That'll be a pretty
Yeah,
competitive.
this is a lot
I'd
of
probably
games, bro.
take.
Yeah, that'll be a good game.
I'd probably take Konyaspor slightly.
You know, Bate, Champions League team recently as well.
Yeah.
Give it up to them.
Viking
And
Reykjavik against the New Saints. Viking
also-
Reykjavik again scoring a bunch
Yep.
of goals today.
This team, I have a feeling this team could make the group stages for the Europa
Viking
Conference League.
Reykjavik?
Yep.
I think so too. I'm watching more and more of their games.
And give it up to Astana. Astana is in here as well.
Against
So,
Rakow Cheshchezhova. I forget how to say it, but we'll call it Rakow. And Viktoria
Gimaresh. Yeah.
versus Puskás Akademia.
Oh, you were mentioning Puskás
Yeah,
Academy.
just like
Academia.
yeah,
Pandev Academia.
Akademia Pandev.
Oh,
Puskás
man.
Akademia or Akademia Pandev?
Yeah.
Pick one.
Cool. But look, man, it was fun, bro. It was fun.
Yeah?
And we fulfill our promise. We said we're gonna check those, and we'll check the results. We'll check the
Yes.
results as well and talk about the results. Because Champions League qualifiers is next week. So I'll see how many games I could actually tune into as well.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking about doing a watch along, but I'll try that in the latter rounds. The latter rounds, I'll do that. I think I'll try to get a watch along maybe for the third qualifying round. I'll look into doing that because I'm off on Tuesdays. So on one of them Tuesdays, I'm actually gonna try to do a watch along
Okay.
for one of those games.
Just
to start the watch alongs for the new season.
It solves the video problem of you wanting to do more videos, get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Give people something to interact with and whatnot.
Exactly. I know a lot of people probably be like, "Yo, Dom, man, what's going on with the channel, man?" I'm chilling. You see what I'm saying? I'm chilling, man.
Dom lives his life, man.
Let me relax, man. Let me relax because this YouTube thing is very time consuming, and you could sit down here and by the time you know it, you spend 4 hours down here making content, and you know how life is these days, the economy, inflation and everything. So yeah, YouTube is not as lucrative as it used to be. It's becoming less and less lucrative, just so you guys know. But I still have the passion though. So
I don't do it for the money.
Neither do I. The money for me is just extra, bro.
That's why you have a job.
Exactly. The money is extra, but I have to say though, like during the pandemic, doing YouTube, the little money I made really helped, man. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody who has been supporting. Steve, you yourself as well. Appreciate everybody who has been supporting the channel in any which way. And keep supporting it, man. We're going strong until 2026. I'm retiring after 2026 World Cup for sure.
Why is that?
No lie. Because, 2026, bro, I'll be old. I'm be hitting almost...
You're old?
Yeah, I'm getting up there, man. I'm 35 years old. By 2026, I'll be...
You don't look 35.
Still, I've been around
like
a long
29,
time,
man.
I've been around a long time, man. You know what I mean?
You've seen some things.
Bro, look, I've seen a lot of things. Every career must, come to an end. And I'm looking at 2026. Maybe I'll reassess and see what happens, but...
What if you get 1 million subscribers?
Nah. After the World Cup, bro, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to walk off into the sunset. You know what I mean? Maybe I want to get my life back where I could watch a game and not talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Just have that feel. I might be tempted to talk about it though.
Exactly. Well, that's the problem. It's like when a footballer retires, they're like, exactly. Well, damn, I want to go. I miss going to
like when you
training sessions and playing in games and.
When you have a result like Aston Villa 7, Liverpool 2, you might have to come out and actually talk about it. You know what I mean?
Brighton 4, Man United 0.
Exactly. Big up to all the Liverpool fans, by the way. I'm on your ass this season again. So Steve, it was fun, bro.
It
You know what I mean?
was.
I got my boy Liam sleeping. That's good. You
That
know,
is.
he's usually here with me sleeping, so I have to get him in the groove of sleeping by himself a lot more and sleeping for long because it helps, man.
Does?
Especially in the summer when it's very hot. So to have a body on me here is difficult.
Yeah.
But look, our 14 minutes, it was fun. Appreciate everybody who tuned in. Steve, appreciate you doing this with me.
Of course.
We spoke about it and we're doing it, basically. You know what I mean?
Living up, man.
Yep. So from Steve and I, you could find him on Twitter at Stove McCullough.
Yeah.
Mahala. Stove McCullough Mahala.
Like STOVE, yes.
Yeah.
And check me out on Newcastle Fans TV too on YouTube.
Yep.
Go give that a subscribe. You can see a lot of my my thoughts on Newcastle. We've been having a pretty good window. I think it could get even better, to be fair, but
The new Newcastle.
new Newcastle. It is.
All right. So big up to Ivan Yu who passed through. Big up to Elias Abs. You know, everybody who came through, man. Pacharo, George, you know, Adam the Great. Not a lot of commenters during the live stream, but still big up to everybody who came through, man. You know what I mean? People are lost when it comes to this topic of Champions League qualifying.
This is for our enjoyment.
Yeah, exactly.
We wanted to do something and we set aside time. People like it. Cool.
We're building something called a foundation. Okay? Because when the main stage comes along, the group stage proper.
You don't want to be like, who are this guy? Ugh.
Exactly. When we start talking about, oh, this team did this in the earliest stages.
Sheriff, yeah.
People be like, what? What are you talking about? Very knowledgeable there, Dom. But anyways, bro, thanks for tuning in again. Thanks for joining me. And from Steve and I, thanks for watching. Peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.